Good evening, everybody. March Madness started 17 days early in Iowa, and boys basketball playoff action is Davis County and EBF. Davis County in white. Justin Utt would get the three. Brandon Plate would counter with a mid-range jumper. Then it's the Mustangs. Clay Roberts, he grabs the miss underneath, and he will score. Peyton Walker of EBF gets the friendly roll at the other end, but Davis County gets the victory, the final 81-65. Cardinal was looking for their third win in 4 games as they took on Pella Christian. Cardinal in red. Cody Streby buries the jumper. Then is Nathan Yeager from the right side of the floor. Streby would stay with it underneath. The little fella gets the rebound and basket, but Pella Christian gets the win, 70-36. In other games, North Shelby stopped Putnam County 63-62, and Van Buren got by Holy Trinity 58-42. Tonight's girls game between Kirksville and Fulton was canceled. It will now be played on Friday as part of a doubleheader. The boys start at 6:30, the girls at about 8:20. Technically, the playoffs have already started for both Truman State basketball teams with only 3 games left in the conference. They are tied for 4th. If the Bulldogs end up 4th, they will receive a bye to the conference semifinals. The men have a tough week, and it starts Thursday at home against Maryville.
They run a Princeton offense. They're going to keep everybody away from the basket. They play a matchup zone, or switching man-to-man is what I call it. I don't think there's any such thing as a matchup zone, but they're just going to kind of match up with guys in their area and play.
The Truman State women will be looking to make it 2 wins in a row over Maryville. The Bulldogs won the first meeting by 10 as 5 players scored in double figures.
We just talk about getting great shots and getting the ball into people's hands that need to touch the ball at least once in our offense before we make a decision to shoot it. So, like I said, our kids understand that, and they understand the strengths and weaknesses of each other.
The Kirksville Wrestlers had quite a weekend at the districts in Mexico. When it was all said and done, the Tigers qualified 11 wrestlers for state. For some of them, it's their 2nd, 3rd, or 4th trip. How will that experience help?
I think we've had a lot of good practices, and I feel like I have better conditioning. I can go longer in those longer matches, and that I can be better than my opponent in overtime.
Well, my first year going, I was pretty nervous. I got down there on the mat, and it was a pretty good experience for me, but kind of like choked up. And I think this year I'll be ready for it. I'll know what to expect, and I'll wrestle a lot better.
I know exactly what I'm going there to do, and that's to win a state title.
It comes down to how hard I work, and those just help me out with my matches, and that might be a reason why I dominate, and then my mindset is another reason.
I know how everything goes, the warm-ups, where to go when you report, and it's a little thing, but just know where to show up, know where to be at, and I know how big the crowds are and stuff, so the nerves should be a little bit less.
I have a little bit more experience, of course, another year under my belt, and I think that'll propel me into where I need to be.
Local teams will be well represented in the Iowa State Wrestling Tournament. EBF will send 7 athletes, Albia 6, Sigourney Keota 4, and Cardinal 2, while Centerville, Ottumwa, and Moravia will each send 1. We will hear from some of the guys going to the capital city tomorrow and on Wednesday.